Welcome back to Love, Light, and Darkness Tarot. This is a general reading for the Earth Collective. Tapping into energies Earth Collective can expect now that we're in April. Ooh, cards coming out very easily. We have Six of Pentacles. Oh, you know what? I just noticed that the entire deck is in the reverse. So you know what? I'm going to try that again. We don't want the entire deck to be in the reverse. Let's just try that again, Earth Collective. Wow. I even flipped the cards in the upright and they're still coming out in the reverse. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it. Two of Cups in reverse was Nine of Wands in reverse. Oh. Okay, Earth Collective. There's some sort of relationship you've had that has dissolved and you do not feel bad about that. It I would say anymore, but I think you've pinpointed that the reason why you were in poor spirits, the reason why you were in poor health, the reason why you were sad, the reason why you were trying to always in a situation where you had to try to figure things out is because of that relationship or because of that connection. So now that you finally ended it, or now that it's finally dissolved, you're starting to feel a lot better. And that happens, the people we're connected to, they can, we can form a frequency with them. So then there are things that are possible that were not possible without that connection. And that could be for better or for worse. So for better, you can have access to energy and creativity and optimism and all these other things, all these other energies that you wouldn't have had on your own. But because you're connected to someone, now you have access to that. Or for worse, it could be that all of a sudden you feel really subconscious or you're sad a lot or the best made, like you make plans and they just deteriorate for no reason. Just you find yourself always in a situation where everything could be in order. You could dot every I, you cross every T, and it'll just blow up in your face or it just won't work out. And you're sharing that person's energy because things don't really work out for them, or because your karma may be good, but their, like, your dharma may be good, but their karma may be kind of gross. Like they may have things that they have to work through. They may have things they have to make restitution for, and because you're connected to them, you end up sharing their karma. And I think that's the case with it could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a group of people, where because you were connected to them, you you were in the crosshairs, you were attractive to a lot of things that you don't want to be attractive to, like sadness, instability, not knowing what's going to happen to you next, wanting things to take off, wanting things to work out, wanting things to go well for yourself, but constantly finding yourself alone and having to figure things out and things just not getting lift off, or it seems like it'll go well, but then it blows up in your face. It was because of who you were connected to. And if you resonate with this, you'll look at some relationships that you've put distance between yourself and these relationships. You'll look at them and realize, wow, that's their story. Just when they seem to be doing well, something happens that derails them. Or they'll be on the right track and then all of a sudden they just get disheartened. They just get discouraged. And all of a sudden, the best laid plans, nothing comes of it. And you know what? I can see how when I was with them, I was taking a share of that sort of energy because that was happening to me too. And now that you maybe aren't so close to them, or you're not as emotionally invested in them, or this relationship is completely dissolved, you feel a lot better, a lot lighter, a lot most of that energy that was plaguing you wasn't even yours, it was their energy. This is especially true if it was romantic, if you were dating this person, it was their energy, it wasn't even your energy. So now that you're not with them, you feel a lot better. What an eye opener, right? Clarifier, another reversal, hangman in the reverse. I have this deck is in the upright. So for these cards to come out in the reverse, that's just the energy. But yeah, with hangman in reverse, that is freedom. That is moksha. That is I've done my time in spiritual Selah and spiritual purgatory and the spiritual in between. I don't need to do any more time. I changed my perspective. I see things with fresh eyes, and now I get to move on. I get to have my mobility back. Some of you were on lockdown because of these relationships you were in. And now you get to have your mobility back. You get to move freely in your own life where, again, you get liftoff. Things happen, things take place. You don't just make plans and then nothing happens. You make the plan and the plan actually takes place. You're not stuck anymore. And you may be having like so many new thoughts about yourself and what's possible and what's possible in life, and you may see different characteristics you have so differently now that you're not connected to somebody because it was their negativity always making you feel self-conscious. You are not what someone's the way someone sees you. That's just their perception of you. That's not who you are. And I think you're realizing that now, that wow, just because they perceive me to be that way doesn't mean I actually am that way. Like, it's really, really freeing. And if this was a relationship that was karmic in some way, where you had a spiritual contract with this person or with this group, that's done. And that makes them feel really helpless because this group or this person or even a place, they're realizing that they don't actually deserve you. They're not actually in alignment with you, and they would never naturally cross paths with you. The only reason they knew you is because it's like you were assigned, like spiritually assigned to them. And they spent that entire assignment like judging you, making you feel like an oddity, trying to put you on lockdown because they perceived you to be eccentric because you weren't like them. Someone believes that if you're going to be in a relationship with them, that means you have to be just like them. We have to twin. And they don't feel like they need to twin to you. They feel like you need to twin to them. You need to be just like them. So any aspect of you that isn't like them, they want to lock it up, freeze it, get rid of it. It's almost like it scares them and they want to shut that down. But now that you're able to be free and operate freely in your own life, they're understanding your eccentricities are going to take you places. Those quirks or whatever it is about you that they wanted to shut down, that's actually what makes you, it's like your superpower. And that superpower is going to propel you, skyrocket you away from their frequency. So they can take 1,000 steps in any direction and they won't run into you. It doesn't matter who they know, you'll never know the same people as them. So, how are they going to get in your presence again? They're realizing, well, actually, I'm probably not going to because I wasn't ever supposed to know collective anyway. I knew them by spiritual assignment. Like, the spirit realm did me a solid by introducing me to them. And I squandered that time. Wow. Next card's out, Two of Wands and Three of Wands. Look at this sequential energy. To align to a vision and then wait to see if it will be fulfilled. Whatever you have believed in, it has destabilized something. Oh, Six of Pentacles in reverse. You've believed in something, you set your course in a certain direction for yourself, and you waited to see if it would be fulfilled, if your alignment would pay off. You didn't have anyone to touch and agree with you. And that's a spiritual term. Like if two or three of you will agree touching anything, you can have it. So that's what relationships are for, really, is so that we have people who believe with us for the fulfillment of something. If we have a vision, we don't have to have that vision alone. Others should share the vision, and then through their belief and the agreement of, yeah, you can have this, yes, you should be that. I see you the same way you see you. I see you being a doctor. I see you having your own business. I see you, through that affirmation. That's how you can not only align to a vision, but bring it in more hastily, so you don't have to wait years and years for fulfillment of it. If you can just get just two or three people to agree with you, you can have it much more quickly. You didn't have that. You had, out of all these people who, and especially people who claim to love you, you didn't have anybody to agree with you that, yes, I see this vision with you. I'm going to share this vision with you. You didn't even ask them to put in work. It's wands, right? So you're not asking them to put in a pentacle. You're not asking them to put any effort towards this. All you would ask them to do is believe with you that your hard work is going to pay off, and that you deserve to have something, and that you can do something, or you can make it at something. That's all you asked them to do. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't even do that little thing, like such a little thing, to just say, well, that's not something I would ever want to do, but if you want to do it, yes, I agree with you that you would be a good whatever. You would be a good designer. You would be a good photographer. You would be a good parent. I hope that happens for you. They couldn't even do that. So you had to do that for yourself. You had to believe for yourself and agree with yourself, and like be your own friend and be your own community. And when you did that, you completely destabilized some sort of dynamic where someone really thought they were going to have like control over you. This is getting kind of gross. I'm going to say trigger warning here. If you are sensitive to matters of like abuse in any form, I would encourage you to either like skip forward, or maybe like just click off. This may not be the video for you. But I'm definitely getting like financial abuse from this, some sort of power dynamic where someone like genuinely believed that all they had to do was not support you, make you feel less than, make you feel like something would never happen for you, never get off the ground for you, that you would always be stuck in this little place. Then they could keep control over you forever, because eventually you would stop aligning, you would stop trying, you would stop believing, you would stop putting in your efforts, and then you'd be just as stuck as they want you to be. Like, this is really gross. I hope you're following me. Someone knew that their role in your life, if they really loved you and if they really were going to be in a relationship with you, their role in your life was simply to affirm you, believe in you, encourage you. If you had that, you would soar. You would make your plans and soar. They knew that, so they intentionally withheld those things from you, in the hopes that without their encouragement, without their belief, you would not soar. And then it would be a self-fulfilling prophecy where they want you to believe that you're like delusional, or this is not going to happen for you. And then all of a sudden, you just, because you're connected to them, though, it's because you're connected to them, things don't work out. So then you would start to believe them that, wow, this really isn't going to work out for me. And then you would stop trying, and then you'll stay under their thumb. But you figured out the only reason this isn't working out for me is because I'm connected to you, so and so, and things don't work out for you because you have a low vibrational energy. You mutter and complain, you murmur, you backstab, everything out of your mouth is negative. So negativity is attracted to you. Anyone who's joined to you, they have to suffer negativity. When you figured that out, you didn't let them deciding not to encourage you, you didn't let that get to you. You decided to encourage yourself then. Like you were your own community, you were your own friend, you were your own partner. When you did that, you completely destabilized this dynamic you had with them where maybe you did need them financially. Maybe you did need them to, support you while you were trying to get something off the ground. But the fact that you didn't give up on yourself destabilized that. They don't have that over you anymore. Even if you don't yet have the full vision that you were looking for or you've been waiting for, just know that you completely vanquished someone. I mean, you tore down the stronghold they were in your life. They don't hold any power over you. Whether they build you up or don't build you up, affirm you or don't affirm you, it no longer matters. It really no longer matters. That's their business. There's nothing they can do that will affect you going forward. And even going forward in your life, no one will ever hold that position in your life again where they hold all the cards, they have all the money, they have all the resources, they can make or break you. No, no, no. That's over with. You're not aligned to that anymore. And it has to do with relationships, like how you fundamentally view what a relationship is has changed, or what it requires to be in relationship with you has fundamentally changed, such that you're not even drawn to people who would play those games with you. Okay, Five of Swords. Should I stay or should I go? What next? What do I do now? That's Five of Swords. Which way do I turn? Which way do I go? Is this gonna work out or not? So you might find yourself, Earth Collective, in a bit of a holding period where everything looks like it's exactly the same. You don't have any more or any less money than you've always had. Yeah, I think you don't have the payoff yet. So maybe this reading is just to encourage you that even if you don't have the payoff just yet to everything you aligned for, stay brave, stay courageous, stay audacious, because things are changing. They're just changing for you at a level that maybe you can't see quite yet. Yeah, I don't think it's immediately clear to you how everything has changed, because maybe it's just changed energetically and it's going to take a minute for it to manifest in the physical realm. But that doesn't mean things haven't changed. Things absolutely have changed. And there are those from your past who are wondering what should their next move be concerning you, because you are clearly not moving. You're clearly not moving. You're The stance you've taken, you're not budging from it. They're not used to that. They're not used to being powerless, especially when it seems like just to look at life, everything looks exactly the same. So they don't know how they're living the same life as always, but now they have no power. They cannot figure that out. They're waiting to see what move will you make? When will you come back around them? When will you reach out to them? When will you like even miss them? And they're not sure what to do because you show no signs of missing them. You show no signs of regretting the stance you've taken, the choice you made. You actually seem like you're better off. Be warned, someone may reach out to you and it may be in a very childish manner. And you'll see right through it that it's a bid for attention. They're lashing out. They just want to feel what's normal to them. And what's normal to them is the dynamic they used to have with you, where they had everything and you needed them. But now they don't have everything. You don't need them. You've built yourself up and they don't know who they are. I would say in your story, but also in general, they don't know who they are if they can't be the person who dangles the carrot over your head and says, if you do what I say, then I'll help you. So now that they're disempowered, they don't know who they are. And if they reach out to you, you're going to see that, wow, you have no identity, so and so. Your whole identity is based on like what your money can do for people, what your status can do for people. And when I don't need those things from you, you don't know who to be. You don't know how to act towards me. You don't know how to speak to me. You don't know how to just have a regular conversation with me, just regular. You may even be on the fence about them. Like, I don't know if we'll ever come back together. I don't know if we'll ever be friends. I don't know if we'll ever be able to just be even casual with one another. I just don't know. You'll just have to keep your sights set on your future, that you have a lot of life ahead of you. And looking back, there's nothing there. So there's no reason to look back. There's nothing there for you. Wow. You have Fool card in the reverse, clarified by the Magician. This was definitely, this was a relationship that was meant to be. So for it to not work out, for you to find yourself alone as often as you did, for you to find that even with this person or with all these people, you still had to encourage yourself, be your own friend, be your own partner, be your own lover, be your own community, be your own hype person. That is devastating. No wonder Five of Swords is here, where you're wondering, like, is it really over? Maybe they can get their act together. Like, maybe one day we can come back together, because it was fated. You were supposed to know each other. This was divinely appointed. Like, naturally you wouldn't have known each other. Divine energy had to put you together. And your soul still knows that, like, man, I was chosen for them. They were chosen for me. Why didn't this pan out? But because it didn't pan out, Magician card, there's something new that will reveal itself to you, as if out of the blue, as if by magic, like fairy tale like, okay? It could come through through an idea that you've, like I said, you've been thinking new thoughts. You see things from a new perspective. Maybe you just never thought of things this way before, and whatever way that is, that could make room for you. That could create a new beginning for you. Remember, magician is all four elements. So this is a new beginning that is completely stable. It comes with permanence. It's not up and down. No, this is very stable. It comes with permanence, and it's like a it's like a fully furnished new beginning, because you have to start over from scratch. With Fool card in the reverse, that tells me you're starting over your life from scratch, because the people who were supposed to be there, they're not there. The life you were supposed to have with them, you're not going to have. Not with them. The dreams you have with them, probably not going to happen. And that is bizarre to your soul. Like, at the soul level, you're saying it's not supposed to be that way. I know I was assigned to this person, I was assigned to this group. We had a soul mission together, and now I'm starting from scratch. This wasn't supposed to happen. Well, because it wasn't supposed to happen, though, you don't have to lift a finger. Everything's just going to be done for you in the spiritual realm. Everything's already prepared. All you have to do is be a vessel for the idea, or be willing to execute the vision, or be willing to relocate. If you are willing, everything's prepared for you. Everything, because you need to start over from scratch. So everything's prepared for you. And it may feel like a fairy tale. People have told you, oh, no one lives like that, but you will. Oh, further clarified by the King of Pentacles in the reverse. That's the King of Earth. That's your element. Wow, this is Now I'm really disheartened by this because for you to have King of Earth here and you're the Earth Collective, I really think someone knew that if they just supported you, encouraged you, you would become the King of Earth, the Pentacle King. They knew you would become someone so formidable. And I think that's why they did not encourage you. I think that's why they tried, like, by withholding all the things that should come naturally and easily with the relationship. I think by withholding that, they thought they could change your fate or change your destiny and keep you from becoming what they might think is too big for your britches, like too big for your boots. They didn't want you to get too big. They didn't want you to be too known. They didn't want you to have more than them. They didn't want you to get to a point where you don't need them, where maybe even they need you. And that's just so incredibly sad, so incredibly sad, because that means all of this was very intentional. Like someone blew up the life they had with you and they did it very intentionally out of their own insecurity and knowing that you were going to be great and they wanted to change it so that you can't be great. Well, they're in for the shock of their life because you have magician card here. All the greatness they thought they withheld from you, like in the blink of an eye, you'll get it. Yeah. In the blink of an eye, you'll have it. They'll just look up and all the status, all the wealth, all the independence that they didn't want you to have, all the financial freedom they didn't want you to have, you're just going to have it. And they'll wonder, how did you do that? How did you get that? I've held you in captivity for years. I've had you under my thumb for years. I've been sabotaging you for years. How is it that, like, in the blink of an eye, you have everything I never wanted you to have? And it's because it's ordained. It's divinely ordained for you to have it. And here's the kicker. They have a scarcity mindset. They thought if you had this, that meant they wouldn't have it. But really, from the beginning, the whole purpose of God joining you two together was so that when you become the King of Pentacles, they could go with you. Like the calling on you was a blessing on them. For them to be joined to someone who's called, that means they're going to get a blessing. But because they have a scarcity mindset, now they don't get anything. And the scarcity they wanted you to live in, they're going to live in it. Like they didn't hurt anyone but themselves. Your outcome, yeah, Six of Wands. Being praised, um, receiving praise and accolades for, pardon me, your endurance, how you persevered. This is a direct rebuttal to the Six of Pentacles, where someone wanted to have you under their thumb. You'll be able to lead out your life shining that you're not under anyone's thumb. And people are gonna have to praise you for how you pulled yourself up by your own bootstraps, how you believed in yourself, how you encouraged yourself. You got yourself over that finish line. No one else did. And whoever knew that they had a role to play in your life and it was just to encourage you and they chose not to do that, do you know how this is going to eat them up inside for the rest of their life to hear people praise you and not have to ever say their name, not have to ever say, wow, you did a really good job being a good partner, being a good parent, being a good whatever to Earth Collective. No one will ever say that. And they have to just sit there and because a table is prepared before you where? In the presence of your enemies. And these people who have chosen to be your enemies, they don't get to just like ignore you doing well. Oh, no, no, no. They have to sit there. They get front row seats to watch you do well, to watch you eat good, live good. Front row seats. Like people don't think about that. That if they become one of your haters, all they're saying is they would like a front row seat to watch you win. Yeah, clarified by Ten of Swords in reverse. Everything they tried to get you, and everything they tried to do, is just going to be very clear to them that they didn't accomplish any of it. You're free. Wow. Kind of a difficult message to hear. I understand Earth Collective, but these are the energies that I pick up for you this go around for the April readings. If it resonated, please remember to like and subscribe, and please remember to check out the other videos.